Hello everybody, so this is زهرة. أنا زهرة. We will start إن شاء الله. راح نبدأ اليوم mega goal number 3 اللي هو المنهج mega goal ثاني ثانوي الترم الأول. I don't know when you will be seeing this متى بتشوفونه I don't know how to greet you ما أعرف كيف أحييكم. So I thought to myself فكرت إنه I start with a quote. أبدأ باقتباس. Never dream for success but work for it. يعني لا تحلم بالنجاح لكن أعمل من أجله. Let's move on. We have objectives. طبعا كالعادة I like to start with objectives اللي هي الأهداف that we need to accomplish by the end of the lesson. يعني أهداف أبغى أحققها بنهاية الدرس. The first objective we want to read and answer the questions. نقرأ ونجاوب على الأسئلة. The next one is read and give the meaning of the new words اللي هي نقرأ ونعطي الكلمات الجديدة معناها. Also by the end of the lesson مفروض إنه we know or we should be able to not we know المفروض نكون قادرين عن how to express our opinion كيف أعبر عن رأيي. طبعا this is very important. Let's move on to the first objective which is reading and giving the meaning of the new words. The first word is technology اللي هي التكنولوجيا technology. The next word is TV around the world. TV around the world. So this is a TV and TV is the abbreviation of the word television يعني اختصار حق كلمة television. Alright? Now from the picture you can tell that this is something unusual. Unusual غير اعتيادي. So unusual building, this is as an unusual building. Buildings معناها يعني جمع. Okay, unusual غير مألوف. منازل غير مألوفة أو مباني عفوا غير مألوفة. Unusual buildings. Now that one is working days. You know we have 7 days in the week, right? 7 أيام. From Sunday till Thursday we call these weekdays أيام الأسبوع أو we call them working days أيام العمل. Friday and Saturday are called weekend اللي هي نهاية الأسبوع. So working days. The next one is going green. Okay, so this is more like an expression يعني تعبير متعارف عليه. What does it mean going green? What does it mean? It means if you go green, if you decide to go green لما الواحد يقرر إنه go green يعني. Okay, it means that he will start caring about the environment. الواحد يبدأ يهتم بالبيئة. For example, he will start probably recycle إن الواحد يعيد التدوير or for example reduce the amount of plastic they're using يعني يقللون من كمية البلاستيكيات اللي يستخدمونها وهكذا. So this is going green. The next one is ecotourism and this is a word that consists actually of 2 words. تتكون من كلمتين ecosystem اللي هي نظام البيئي و tourism اللي هي السياحة. So when they are compound يعني لما نجتمع مع بعض they form a word which is called ecotourism معناها السياحة البيئية. What do we mean by that? Okay, when I say ecotourism معناها people for example are choosing some of the people يختارون إنهم to go to certain places يعني فيها أماكن معينة that has certain nature بيئة معينة أو عفوا طبيعة معينة that allows them to do certain activity يعني يسوون أنشطة معينة hiking, climbing, etc. تسلق الجبال وهكذا. Alright, so this is ecotourism. Now let's move on to what we are asked to do. Actually, this is supposed to be listening. مفروض إنه يكون listening, but instead I have written reading, but okay. Alright, listen and discuss. Read the text below and match each one with the correct heading. Write in the blank. Okay, we have blank عندنا فراغات. We have to read the text first. نقرأ التكست and we have to match them with the correct heading. طبعا أنا دائما أقول للطالبات إن الجزء من الإجابة فهم السؤال. We have headings. Let's read them. Technology, TV around the world, unusual buildings, working days, ecotourism, and going green. All of these words we have discussed them earlier, ناقشناهم, and we know the meaning of them. So let's start reading. Okay, let's start reading. Okay, the first one. The paper versus ebook debate, which has been going on for several years, does not seem to serve any real purpose. Digital has become an integral part of life, so much that we fail to notice it. Hard copies, on the other hand, are still available, but for how long? So after each text, بعد كل مقطع, I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna give a brief explanation in Arabic. بعطيكم ملخص بسيط بالعربي. So this is يعني هذه مقارنة بين الكتب الهارد كوبيز اللي أسميهم هارد كوبيز يعني الكتب الورقية والإي كوبيز on the other hand اللي هي الكتب الإلكترونية. طبعا people are debating this, قاعدين يناقشون which one is better, أي أفضل الكتب الورقية أو الكتب الورقية أو الكتب الإلكترونية. طبعا وهنا يتساءل they wonder for how long this is will continue. Okay, hard copies لمتى بيستمر. Anyways, طبعا you know that these days people يعني they prefer e-copies الكتب الإلكترونية. خلاص. Let's move on to the next one, which talks about ecotourism. Ecotourism. So ecotourism allows travelers to observe and experience life and culture in a natural and often undisturbed location that lends its life to activities like hiking, climbing, rafting, etc. This type of tourism often provides funds for conservation and contributes to the development of the local economy. Would you be interested in this type of travel? So here هنا تتكلم عن السياحة البيئية. طبعا عادة الناس يروحون في السياحة البيئية إلى الأماكن اللي ما تأثرت بالتلوث أو مثلا اللي تتيح للأشخاص أنهم يسوون أنشطة مثل تسلق الجبال وهكذا. طبعا هذه النوع من السياحة يعني توفر دعم للاقتصاد المحلي وبرضو دعم للمحافظة على البيئة. هنا it asks you as well, would you be interested in this type of travel? هل أنت بتكون مهتم مثلا بهالنوع من السياحة ecotourism? Okay, who knows? Let's move on to the next one. So from the picture you would be guessing that we will be talking about Makkah Clock. The Makkah Clock Royal Tower is among the top tallest building in the world. The clock face is large enough to be seen from 25 kilometers away. Have you seen it? طبعا هذا يتكلم عن مكة كلوك، يعني تعتبر طبعا برج الساعة من أطول المباني في العالم. طبعا ممكن الواحد يشوفها حتى يشوف من إذا كان يبعد حتى 25 متر يقدر يشوفها. Have you seen it? Have you been to Mecca? Have you seen it? شفتوها؟ رحتوا مكة؟ Let's move on. The next one talks about cable televisions. Cable television gradually being replaced by the internet. Recent research indicates that a substantial number of cable subscribers in the late 20s and to mid-30s are planning to discontinue their cable TV subscription. On-demand viewing appeals a lot more to people who want to watch a show of their choice at a time that suits them the best. What is your view? All right, let's see. So here we're talking about cable television versus the internet. So اللي هي التلفزيون بمقابل إن الكيبل الإنترنت بلاتفورم مثل المنصات على الإنترنت مثلا such as Netflix ومثلا Apple TV. بعضهم يفضلون طبعا كثير قاعدين يفضلون إنهم يعني ما يشتركون في التلفزيون وما يكون عندهم مثلا اشتراك في التلفزيون، يفضلون الانترنت لأن يعني يتيح لهم انهم يتابعون اي برنامج يحبونه في اي وقت وهم اللي يختارونه. What's your view? Alright, let's move on. What's your view? What's your view? نرجع reading. Alright, let's continue. The next one, okay. It is not unusual for working people to complain about having to follow the same routine day in and day out. Come retirement time, however, a great number of them feel lost, lost and suffer physical and psychological through their absence of the same routine. Why do you think this happens? So here هنا يتكلم عن أن الناس دائما تتذمر أن عندهم نفس الروتين، كل يوم قاعدين يصحون الصباح ويروحون العمل ويرجعون كل يوم same routine. بس لما يقرب وقت التقاعد في الحقيقة أن الناس تتذمر أنها تفقد هذا الروتين. شو اللي تتوقعون قاعد يصير؟ Alright, let's move on to the next one, which talks about climate change. Climate change has been a critical issue in recent years due to its destructive consequences caused by natural disaster, such as storms, hurricanes, flooding, and landslides. Deciding to go to green has presented a dilemma for countries which have to choose between immediate economic growth and green policies. This has delayed timely action and prevented the implementation of green measures that can contribute to the reduction of carbon emission. What's your view? So here we're talking هنا نتكلم عن التغير في المناخ اللي هو صارت مشكلة عامة طبعا، يعني صارت مشكلة طبعا بسبب عدة أشياء أو عدة أمور اللي هي العواصف والفيضانات والبراكين. طبعا لو تلاحظون أن السنة مثلا حارة والسنة اللي بعدها بتكون أكثر حرارة وهكذا، أو أكثر برودة وهكذا. طبعا هنا أن بعض الدول أن في ناس مثلا مقررين هم يقللون مثلا من استخدام الغازات، ويقررون من يعني they go green, they make healthy green choices، يعني مثلا يقللون من انبعاث الغاز. بس هذا ممكن يعني الدول تواجه فيها معضلة دايلما اللي هي بين الاقتصاد وبين السياسات البيئية أكثر صرامة. What's your view? Alright, so let's move on and let's answer the question. Okay, here it says match the text with the correct heading. So that one is obvious. It talks about technology اللي هي تتكلم عن التكنولوجيا. Right, we talked about ebook versus hard copies. And here from the first word من الكلمة الأولى we talked about ecotourism. Ecotourism. Alright, now if we will be طبعا that one it's obvious. It talks about unusual building. Alright, so I'm gonna just write the abbreviation and then it's unusual building. Cable TVs versus internet platform. So this one is TV around حول العالم, the world. Okay, so we're left with this one and the other one. This one talking about working days. Okay, while this one talks about going green. Alright, so okay, let's move on. Before we move on to the next objective للهدف الثاني or the next activity, I'd like just to discuss something with you. If you realize by the end of each text بعد نهاية كل مقطع أو جزء there is a question. For example, but for how long? Okay, لمتى? Would you be interested in this type of travel? هل بتكون مهتم بهالنوع من السفر? Have you seen it? Have you seen Makkah Clock? What's your view? ما هي وجهة نظرك عن for example internet platform or cable TV? What do you think? Why do you think this happened? Okay, هنا they want you to give reasons. Alright, and here what's your view? ما هي وجهة نظرك? Throughout the curriculum يعني خلال المنهج you will be asked frequently بشكل متكرر to give your own opinion أن الواحد يعطي رأيه. So you need to memorize by heart، يعني الواحد يحفظ، or so you put them into practice، وتحاول إنها تخليها في ممارساتك اللي يعني في كلامك، إنه how to express your own opinion، كيف أعبر عن رأيي. alright. طبعا نشوف. You will be asked a question such as, for example، خلينا نشوف expressing opinion, feeling, agreeing, disagreeing and preferences اللي هي رأيك. alright. feeling مشاعرك. if you agree or disagree إذا كنت مثلا تتفق مع هذا الشيء أو مثلا تختلف. alright. the next one okay and your own preferences الأشياء اللي تفضلها. What do you think of لما نرجع مثلا what do you think of hard copies يعني النسخ الورقية. you would say I think it's interesting, I think it's boring, I think it's amazing. alright. so this is what you are asked usually when they want you to give your own opinion، لما يبغونك تعطي رأيك. okay. What is your view on? Okay, when I ask you what's your view on going green، ما هي وجهة نظرك إنه يعني الواحد يتخذ. I'm not sure. I can see why people decide to go green. Okay, but I cannot see eye to eye. يعني ما أتفق. I cannot see eye to eye. So I cannot see eye to eye. يعني لا أتفق. I cannot. But if I agree, it would be I can see eye to eye. Alright? The other way. Also, you might be asked, for example, do you think it is okay? It is, for example, do you think it's better to go green؟ من الأفضل إن الواحد يكون يعني يتخذ يعني إنه يكون يعني go green، يعني مثل ما شرحت لكم مثلا reduce, recycle or whatever. You can say I see your point about people going green, but for example مثلا I cannot reduce the amount of plastic. ما أقدر أقلل من استخدام البلاستيك. Now, if I ask you also, which would you choose؟ ماذا تختار؟ You can say I prefer or I think I'd go for. For example, if I ask you, which would you choose? To watch TV or to watch Netflix? For example, I would say I prefer watching Netflix because I can choose a show at any time of the day في أي وقت من اليوم and of my choice باختياري. alright. So this is how to express your opinion, feeling, agreeing, disagreeing and your own preferences. And remember تذكروا that we have to pay the other point of view a respect، يعني لازم الواحد يحترم وجهة نظر الآخرين. So and as I said previously مثل ما قلت إنه throughout the curriculum you will be asked often كيف تعبر عن رأيك وكيف تعبر عن اتفاقك مع نقطة أو عدم اتفاقك. So this is very important. I hope you found our lesson interesting. I'll see you in the next class.